Welcome to the Roth Regatta Live pregame show, hosted by the School of Journalism and the coverage of Roth Regatta Live. I'm Jonathan Puglia.
And I'm Danielle Tomlinson. It's the 30th anniversary of Roth Regatta Live.
Yeah, and in a few minutes we'll bring you the Battle of the Boats here at Roth Regatta. This year's theme is Dr. Seuss, and I'm excited to see what kinds of boats will be at the race today.
Me too. We're looking forward to seeing a lot of strong boats here on the sidelines.
But you know what? So many people don't know what behind the boats. There are like cardboard and duct tape. And for those who do not know, luckily our reporter Nicholas Donatic took a closer look on what holds the regatta together, literally.
That sound echoes through Stony Brook's campus every April as residence halls and clubs use duct tape to turn cardboard scraps into the works of art we'll be seeing at the regatta. But just how much do some groups spend?
At least $300. There's probably like 25 or 30 rolls in total. I lost track. I don't remember, but it was a lot of tape.
There's much more than meets the eye when it comes to this MacGyver tool. And is it duct tape or duct tape? Well, interestingly enough, the answer is kind of both. The real right answer, of course, is duct tape, as it is a tape used to seal ducts. However, due in equal parts to mispronunciations and the long history behind the product, the lines and the language specifying have blurred. In fact, the predecessor to duct tape was actually made of cotton duck cloth. What we now refer to as duct tape didn't come around until Vesta Stout, a factory worker during World War II, reached out personally to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt via letter and suggested that the fabric tape tested at her factory should be used to seal munitions boxes for the U.S. military, as it was quicker to undo than the alternative. What began as a military resource has become one of the more versatile building materials on the market. In fact, it's so effective that it was even used by astronauts on NASA's Apollo 13 mission who found themselves in a quick pinch. Back on Earth, however, it's been used for less serious ventures as well. From dresses, to wallets, to those who take it a little bit too far, to our very own boats. If there's a problem, duct tape always seems to offer a solution. For Stony Brook News, I'm Nicholas Donatic.
All right, it's the 30th anniversary of Roth Regatta Live, and we're looking closer to see who's going to win the race this year.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. The marching band has won 2 years in a row, and I wonder if they can do it a third time.
Well, I took a closer look into how the marching band might win again and what their secret ingredient is. Let's take a look.
3, 2, 1.
Every year, Roth Regatta brings competition to campus. While teams of students come with their best boats, no one carries the title for winning the race quite like the Stony Brook Marching Band. So what's their secret to success?
I've realized that the band always wins every year, and it's because they have just such an amazing, diverse group of people. You know, you have people who are engineers, you have people who are creative.
Made up of more than 200 academically driven students, the reigning champions of Roth Regatta include members from almost 20 states across the country and international students. Being in the band requires a team player attitude. They know how to carry a rhythm, step together, and can all take direction well.
You have people who help build the boat, you have people who help design the boat, you have people who help push off the boat from the water, and you have people, of course, riding in the boat and everything. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great example that shows that diversity always wins.
And Roth Regatta highlights just that through inclusion and equity, from seawolves both in and on the pond.
We have so many different people from different backgrounds trying to make boats, trying to outdo the other person. The inclusion piece comes in when you actually see somebody getting shoved into the water, not so much outside the boat, but you see the camaraderie and people clapping their hands. You see all these type of barriers being broken down. The equity part is everybody can fall in that water, or everybody can float to the end. The playing field that is created for a community to develop, I think there could be no other event, tradition, opportunity on campus other than Roth Regatta.
I guess we have to wait and see if the marching band has what it takes to win it a third time.
And the competition is looking pretty strong this year, judging by the boats we've seen lined up so far. And thankfully, the weather has held up for us. But let's take a closer look at how the rest of the day is going to pan out with our weatherman, Lewis Walker. Lewis?
Well, we're down here by the water. So far, the rain seems to be holding off, holding towards the northeast by Connecticut. We're looking at a high of 68 degrees, low of 54. There's a high pollen count right now, so I hope you brought your allergy medication if you need that. So far, the only water we're going to have to worry about is the water that's in Roth Pond, so the racers are going to have to deal with that. Hopefully their duct tape holds up. But so far, rain shouldn't be coming. Back to you at the floor.
Thanks, Louis. We are right here with the Assistant Dean of Students, Jeffrey Barnett. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What are your expectations about the race?
Oh, a lot of fun. No rain, a lot of fun, thousands of people, good food, and a lot of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Do you have any fun facts about the race?
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously, as you've mentioned, this is the 30th anniversary. That's a big deal. It seems like not so long ago, but 30 years have gone by really quickly. We know that some of our folks, our founders, our students created this tradition. It's one of the biggest traditions, not only here at Stony Brook, but in the country.
Well, I remember that the Dean of Students who couldn't make it here, he was one of our guests. He did this thing with USG, eating chicken wings, hot buffalo wings. What are the chances that we can see Jeffrey Barnett participating in Roth Regatta?
Yeah, slim to none, but I'm here, I'm participating, but I'm just not getting in the water. But I applaud everybody who does. Good job, everybody.
What's your favorite part of Roth Regatta every year?
It's seeing the people who fall in, usually, the boats that make it, and the winners. The winners take a lot of pride. I know the band has won. They've got a little bit of a dynasty going on here. I think they got upended by Tuscanini last year, so we'll see how it goes this year, but the rivalry is real.
And I know that we had a great turnout this year, just like last year, and you postponed this event an hour later for some students. Do you think that there's any chance you guys might cancel classes next year?
Listen, classes are important. It's the last day of classes. Students, you got to study. We want you to do well on finals. You're here for that, but we can celebrate at the same time.
All right, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for being here with us. Danielle, I'm pretty sure that many people don't know the amount of money, the amount of work and creativity that is put into making these boats.
A lot of students get together late at night across campus to build their boats and throw them together. Our reporter Kira Dennehy followed one of the teams as they built their boat for today's races. Let's check that out.
Roth Regatta, a Stony Brook tradition that brings all different clubs, organizations, and administrative offices together to represent themselves in a race across Roth Pond in a makeshift boat. This year marks 30 years that the regatta has gone on, and students' homemade boats are well underway for the race. But what goes into making a boat that can hold 2 to 4 grown adults? The Hand College participants allowed me to have a sneak peek at their preparations.
The most important thing in making a boat, in my opinion, would be actually the carpet tubes. They're super useful in terms of being like a flotation device and really holding the structure together so things just don't fall apart during the water.
The theme of this year's race is Dr. Seuss, so on top of building a structure that stays afloat, teams have to encompass the theme in their design. Not only does it take science and math, but it also takes lots of creativity.
This year we're doing, since the theme is Dr. Seuss, we're trying to encompass it, try to make both represent Hand College as well as also incorporating the theme of Dr. Seuss by doing green eggs and ham. So we're trying to do green eggs and hand. So we're trying to build a boat that just kind of represents that. We'll draw a couple hands on it for fun.
The teams put so much time into these boats, and the scary part is they never know how it's really going to go until the day of the race when hundreds of their peers are watching.
You have a lot of math and you try and figure it out based on what you use, but you never really know how it's going to go until you actually push it up and the people are in it.
Whether the boats sail successfully or sink to the bottom of the pond, Roth Regatta is an event that brings the Stony Brook community together for one last time before classes end.
There's a lot of effort and a lot of time that just goes into making the boat, making it look nice, and being able to sail through and work as a team. So there's a lot of, just grit and just trying to really push forward and, really make things happen.
So stay tuned to find out who will sink and who will swim at our 30th annual Roth Regatta. For Stony Brook News, I'm Kira Dennehy.
All right, Danielle, I have to admit, I never read a book by Dr. Seuss.
What? You've never read a Dr. Seuss book? I would have to say that my favorite Dr. Seuss is Oh, the Places You'll Go, which is right on theme with our graduation in just a few weeks. Looking forward to that.
Oh, I have to check it out. But luckily for those who are in the same position as me, reporter Jasmine Ganeshla took a look into the Seuss of it all.
From The Cat in the Hat to Horton Hears a Who, many love to read these stories in two. Books so beautiful they could stand on an artist's easel, written and illustrated by a man whose real name was Theodore Seuss Geisel. Now don't be a silly goose. We all know him better by his pen name, Dr. Seuss. He created more than 60 magical books, with bright colors, memorable rhymes, and narrative hooks. His worlds are always best to be shown, now along with Professor Leroy for a Seuss World roam.
Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? You feel at home, you feel safe with these wonderful creatures. They are very weird looking, but they're not scary looking. They're fluffy, they're furry. It's just crazy, crazy stuff, but not sick crazy, crazy fun. And I'm amazed that a man like that could put himself in the mind of a young child.
So grab your peers and get ready to cheer because the 30th anniversary of Roth Regatta is here. A tradition for which students are quite fond. They will meet right here at Roth Pond.
A lot of colors, a lot of different characters, a lot of books, a lot of narratives that students can go with. And so that's really what we're looking for in a theme. We're looking for a lot of different avenues that students can take. You know, we don't want them to be constrained to just one character or one sort of, narrative. We want them to do whatever they want. And the more color, the better.
And with many stories to peruse, we'll see which characters the teams will choose. Maybe we'll see our beloved Sam. Hopefully he'll bring us some green eggs and ham.
Since Dr. Seuss offers so much creativity, like literally anything that you can think of, Dr. Seuss probably wrote a book about it. Or like just the amount of sheer student creativity that can come about is really exciting for me. I really want to know what the students are going to do.
Soon we'll see how each team decorated their boat. Let's just hope they all stay afloat. For Stony Brook News, I'm Jasmine Ganeshla.
All right, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We're going to start the countdown to Roth Regatta live, but thanks so much for tuning in to the pre-show. I'm Danielle Tomlinson.
And I'm Jonathan Puya. Good luck on finals, and congratulations to the class of 2019.
Congrats, grads. Thanks for tuning in.